Hello, we're playing Demon Bluff today. Now, what is Demon Bluff, you ask? I know, and just calm down. I'll tell you. It's a roguelite. I'm not sure which one it is of those two. It is a rogue-ish single-player social deduction game. Now, Gavin, love playing social deduction games, but I have a problem with social deduction games, which is that none of my friends like playing social deduction games, and this game solves this problem for me, kind of, you know. It's basically, the game is full of basically like logic puzzles, right? Where you're given like a cast of like townspeople, like in Werewolf or Mafia or Secret Hitler or whatever. You got a bunch of people, and they're doing different things, and you got to figure out which one of them is the bad guy, right? I don't think there's a way to play this game where you are the bad guy. I know that's like half the fun, but me personally, I get a bigger rush out of like finding the bad guy, of like solving the mystery, more than getting away with being bad. Getting away with being bad is also fun, but I do like feeling like a smarty pants more than feeling like an evil genius. So that's it. I already played some of it, as you can see. I made it decently far. So you're not going to get any of the tutorial things, except for this, I suppose. But I will go ahead and like kind of walk you through it. Here's my plan for today. Number one, I'll address an elephant in the room. This music is great, right? It's not the game's music. This is my music. This is actually Cowboy Bebop soundtrack that you're hearing right now. I have a playlist full of like big band jazz that I play, that I like to put on occasionally when it's like lock-in time, Gavin, where I'm like focused in. I don't know. If you pass me the aux, I'm not going to play like big band, like video game jazz or whatever. But big band video game jazz is kind of what gets the gears turning in my head for whatever reason. It just locks me in. So there's that. I gotta let you know of that. This is not the game's music, but the game's music is also great. Also, this is a demo. The game is not out yet. Oh yeah, So I've said before, when I play like puzzle games or whatever, like Balatro and recording, it nerfs my IQ so much where I actually like feel kind of embarrassed. And I am expecting that is be a similar case with today. That I'll record this, and immediately after I'll skim through, and I'll be beat red with just how much of an idiot that I look like for not solving some of these riddles. But my focus here is not to be funny, commentating, big YouTuber personality, whatever. My goal here is to simply kind of like relax and just talk through solving mysteries, right? I used to do daily games in the morning to sort of get my mind going, but the thing with daily games is that they're like hard at first, but once you understand once you get into the space in your mind that a daily game requires, it does kind of just get easy, and it feels kind of like pointless after a while. Like with connections, the first like week you do connections from the New York Times, it's like, what the hell? Who is the person that came up with all this shit? Like stuff like that. But then eventually you see like the patterns where it's like, you were supposed to put Hawkeye and Bucktooth together because the first half of those words are animal names, and the second half is another word. So they're like two words together, but the first word in the single word is like an animal. Like, it sounds complicated, but once you do them for like a couple of months, it's like, okay, I get it. I can see what the pattern is here. This is obviously not very diverse either, but it is like problem solving. It's like logic. It's not just like solving like a Sudoku where you're kind of just you're kind of in the one space and that's it. I feel like this is the kind of like riddle solving that I find A, the most satisfying, and B, probably like the most like beneficial, just like for your brain, just for like going through day-to-day life. So I'm not here to be a big funny man. I'm doing all this preamble because I feel like I have to, I guess, even though nobody's here, but whatever. I'm doing all this preamble, but afterwards I'm just going to be walking through how I'm solving the mystery like a TED Talk, right? Because I've heard people say this before, but it wasn't until like this these last 2 years where I really like kind of understood the power of like nothing quite settles like a behavior or even for like studying for like information in your head as much as talking through the subject or going through the thing like you're an expert, because it's not just like, oh yeah, this feels like this and I'm getting this feeling from this, right? It's like you have to go step by step. Here's a big algebra problem. We're going to say solve it one step at a time. You want to do these together. Remember your PEMDAS. Here's an exponent. We're going to do that. And then we're going to divide all this shit. You know what I mean? Like, it helps, like, really settle that in. And I feel like my brain, could be doing better after the last couple of years that I had. So I think something like this would be really welcome for me. Not even as, like, I'm going to record video game commentary to, like, flex my social skills, and not even social skills, but they'll just like talk and not go crazy and to remember what it's like to say like words and to be myself and to like hear them both in your head and in your ears as you're saying them out loud type shit. This is just like I feel like it'll probably be like just like a thing I occasionally do where I'll do this just for the sake of doing it. There's no other motive besides I like solving mysteries. I like what you get out of doing this, I guess. Like the mental reward you get from doing it, not only just dopamine, but just like it's nice to be a logical person who can follow a line of reasoning to its conclusion, yada yada. So, yeah, if somehow anybody is watching this, not going to be a lot of jokes here. It's just going to be me trying to solve the problems. But with all that said, let's solve some problems. I'll try to walk, like I said, there's all this shit here. You don't know what it means. I'm going to walk everybody through it. So here we go. We've got 9 cards here. They've got people on them. You flip one over. Oh, they're actually going to do some of the tutorial shit. That's fine. I can read that shit. Each information is based on the village state. At the moment, the information is revealed. If the village state changes later, like lycanthrope transforming into a werewolf, this information will not update. Right. So this is a medium. A medium will point out what they say is a good character and what their role is. So they're claiming that this 3, which will be a slayer when we flip it over, is a real slayer and not a fake imposter slayer. And what a slayer does is it's basically like a free kill action. Basically, you know, you don't want to kill villagers. Like, if one is innocent, I don't want to kill one. Like, I don't want to be wrong about them being an imposter, bust out the knife and then kill them, and then, you know, you lose your, like, health over here and whatnot. But with the slayer, what you can do is you go like, I'm pretty sure number 1 is bad, so I'm going to send my slayer out to kill them. And if the slayer's like, nah, man, they're chill, they won't do it. They'll just be like, nope, not going to do that. And if I'm right, then they'll kill it. And, you know, it's basically like a less risky way to get rid of people. But because everybody could be either good or bad, if the slayer is not good, is not what they say they are, they just won't do it. So they could be bad, but then you send the slayer out there and they're like, nah, man, that's my homie. I'm not going to kill them type shit. The thing that we got to keep in mind right now, before I flip other cards and explain them as they go on, is this lycanthrope fella. Because basically I have 2 more cards to flip to find him before he becomes evil. So right now he's like neutral, he's in yellow, but he'll flip over to red if I don't find him. And then there's this witch, which if whatever order I flip the cards over in, I won't be able to flip the 9th card until I find and kill her. So there's that. And you know what? Fuck it. The poisoner is a bad guy. He's a liar. He'll give us false information, but he'll also make one of the cards, like if it's 6 here, it will make either 5 or 7. Is the word compromised or corrupted? And what a corrupted individual is basically just, they're still town, like you don't want to kill them, but they will lie. they'll lie to you. So if 6 is the poisoner and they corrupt 5, 5 will lie to you, and lying is the way to find who is evil. Like, by proxy, 6 would also be lying. But if I'm like, I'm on 5's case, and I'm like, you're lying, knife, then it'll be like, oh, but they were town. They were lying, but they were town, so no, less health for you type shit. And then we got this drunk who is the most annoying one in the game, I think, so far, where they're town, but they'll just fucking lie for the sake of it, just for fucking fun. So anyways, this medium is claiming this guy is chill. We'll see about that. So we got the Rambler here, we got Northern Lion, and what NL does is he'll say an NL quote, and if he's good, or, you know, if he is on the side of, like, truth and good, then the people around him will say, shut up. They're obviously on different sides, so neither of them said it. And if he's bad, and if he's evil, and if he's lying, and they're liars, they'll say, like, shut up in this little text bubble here. So what this indicates to me is that he's on one side and these two are on a different side. I don't know if he's good and they're both evil. I don't know if he's evil and they're both good, but that's the information we're getting right now. And this is the last card I can flip before the lycanthrope becomes a werewolf, so let's hope it's 4. Well, what can you do? So the knight here is a really nice and easy one. The knight basically, as you can see, it can't die. So if I bust out the knife and I click on her and she's good, nothing's gonna happen. But if I click on her and she's either one of these yellow compromised people, or if she's bad, then she will die. So not really, you know, for the sake of, you know, presentation. She's good, so I'm gonna mark her green. Guaranteed good. Number 4, the knight, guaranteed good. Oh, I didn't realize the Rambler went out this far. Oh, she's not yelling at number 2 Rambler, she's yelling at number 6 Rambler. Are you gonna say shut up? So, okay, so these 2 different from this Rambler, but all 3 of these guys are on the same boat, which there's only 3 bad guys? So that's a pretty good sign that they're all chill, but we'll see. And then we got the investigator here. I don't remember what the investigator did. It's one of the action ones. So the Slayer is an action one where you click on it and it'll go and try to kill the person that you click. The investigator is another one of those. And as you can see, you pick 2 characters for him to learn the most suspicious type among them. So if, like, I pick one guy and one's good and one's evil, they'll be like, this is the witch. And this guy's chill. He's what he says he is. He's the Rambler. You know what I mean? But like I said, I can do this. Hey, that's the witch, and he's chill, he's the Rambler, and I go to kill her, but he was actually mine. You know, that's like the whole fucking thing. So we should have enough information to make some progress. So the question is, what do we want to do? Because from what I've seen of the game, it does seem like it is like concrete solvable puzzles where there's not going to be a lot of risk that you have to take. You might have to, like, use the actions to get there, but it's not like okay, well, I did everything perfectly and now I just still have to guess, right? The main thing we got to worry about is this drunk. One of these people, maybe it's 9, but one of these people is just straight up fucking lying for no reason, and I can't kill them, so I have to figure out who is lying. So I think the best way to start is if we see if this is right. But in order to do that, we'll have to, like, figure out someone that we are kind of suspicious of. Because these 2 are together. She's vouching for him, so if he's real, she's telling the truth, right? And that clears her. But maybe I'll, like, specify further as we go along and we get a better example. But basically, if anybody's telling a truth, like, if they're like the person, there's like a role where it's like, I'll tell you if one of the people around me is corrupted. If they're like, yeah, one of the people is corrupt, and I go through it and it's like, oh, this one was corrupt, that's just straight up right then and there it. Or, you know, if she's like the person 3 cards away is corrupted, and I find out this is corrupt, and, you know, it's not that it has to be like 3 away this way or anything. It's not specific. It's just straight up. If what they say is literally the truth, I should wait for like an actual example, but if what they say is truthful, like at all, then they are good, basically. Or, you know, they're not like lying. It's not like you don't have to like look for a deeper truth of like, oh well, do they mean this or do they mean this? It's just like if it is at all truthful, they're good. So yeah, finding out what these two are is like our best way to start. So maybe we'll burn our investigator right now and just see what he thinks. 1 in 3 is a villager. That's interesting. Okay, so if we go along with this, because these two, right, because if she's right, then he's right, right? So if these two are good, that kind of points us to like over here. So maybe we'll follow this thread, send the Slayer out to kill this knitter, and if she dies, he can't kill. Okay, so that either means that she's good and he won't kill her, or he's not actually the Slayer. He's like the poisoner or the witch or whatever. So now we gotta find out who's lying. And I think, again, this could be like, you know, I'm down 20 IQ points because I'm talking out loud. I'm really hoping by the end of this, the TED Talk approach will prove like fruitful and true, but I don't know, there's a decent chance that I'll just look really dumb by the end of this. But I think what we do here is we have to go off of this, because she's saying he's the Slayer, but he couldn't pull this off. Now that either could be not his fault or he's just lying, so he was not he was not lying. So what does that tell us? You know, we're down to basically our last chance to find, you know, that was we basically get 2 chances and 4 lives. So even though it's bad that we burned through our 1 of 2 shots, we did get information from that. Like, we know he's good. That probably means that you're bad. So I'll mark you as orange. And I guess that means you're good. So I think we gotta go kill this NL now. There we go, that was the witch, which means we can find out what this is. And you're the lover, no evils adjacent to me. I know that's true. So we're down to here. And now I'm confused because all 3 of these guys should be on the same side. And there should only... I already killed 1 of the 3 bad guys, so... Oh, one of them's a drunk. But how do you figure out... Like, if this was like, if this guy was telling like an obvious lie, I could be like, okay, drunk, bad guy, you know what I mean? But like, because it's just straight up a rambler thing, and it's not like, this is a lie, this is the truth, you know, I can't like deride that. So I know I was just talking about how they are all solvable, and I'm sure it is, and I'm just being dumb. This does feel like I kind of have to shoot my shot of... I mean, it has to be this. It has to be these 2. Nope. Oh, I didn't die. Okay, well, that's the drunk then. And you're corrupted. I completely whiffed it. Who's the werewolf? You're the werewolf. Who were you before? You were the knight? Oh... So, I'll be honest, the lycanthrope was when I was going through like my first run. This was the one I got the most recently, so I did not understand this. Because it was a knight, but it's also the lycanthrope underneath. And since I found it, because you remember I like went 1, 2, 3, 4. Since I found it before it turned into a werewolf, it didn't trigger as a werewolf. So you were actually the last one left. Which, I'll be honest, that's part of why I like this game. In my preferences of outcomes, number one is obviously solving the mystery, right? Like getting it right, feeling like smarty pants. Number two is this, where, okay, I got it wrong, but I can see where I went wrong, and it's actually like a misunderstanding. And yeah, you see, I disguised as a not in play villager, which means I could have gone, no, well, the knight is here. Okay, never mind. But still, I thought I was hunting after two bad guys left, but it was only the one, and he surrounded himself with liars because he's the poisoner. He makes one adjacent, one corrupt, which was this one. He made the hunter corrupt because the drunk was already corrupt. Does that make sense? Like, this was a knitter as far as I could tell, but now I see it was also secretly the drunk, so it had a reason to lie and whatnot. So, that sucks. But oh well. We run the next one. Okay, what do we got? New ones here. So, new ones, oh, they're basically all new. So we got the Confessor one. This is like the easiest one. It will just straight up tell you if it's like, hey, I'm chill, it'll just say, I am good. And as you can see, if it's either a bad guy, or if someone makes it corrupted and it has to lie, it will just say, I am dizzy. So it straight up tells you, hey, guaranteed 100% I'm good, or something's wrong with me. Maybe I'm evil, maybe I'm town, but I'm lying. Whatever it is, this is like guaranteed knowledge. Kind of like the knight. Kind of like trying to knife the knight. We got the Jester here. She's really useful. You basically pick 3 characters, and she'll tell you what number of them are evil. So if like the medium's evil, but these other 2 are chill, I select these 2, and she's go, okay, one of them is evil. I don't know which one of the 3 it is, but you know, that's the gist. We saw the Lover. She'll basically tell you if there is any 1 or 2 evil characters around her. And then we got the Hunter. We didn't really talk about him, but he'll say how many cards away he is from the closest evil person. And then we got the Dreamer here. The Dreamer one, I'm still like trying to really peg down. It was like Dreamer and then Lycanthrope. Those are like my most recent ones. We got the Dreamer here, and basically you pick 2 of them, and she's like, learn a role that's among them and one that's not. So she'll say 2 roles, and one of them is like, hey, he is the hunter, but neither of them are like the drunk or some shit like that, I think. We got the Wretch here. He's also really easy. He'll register as an evil minion to other characters, but he is, he's town. So if he's sitting next to the Lover will be like, hey, there's an evil guy right next to me, but it's the Wretch. So it's an easy way. If she's like, there's one evil person next to me, you go, oh, there is, quote unquote, you're good. Hit you with the green tab. And then we got the Witch, hides the last card. And then we got the Poisoner, who corrupts one of the people next to him. We got it? We good? Let's go. There's the Wretch. Easy start. Empress says it's 5, 6, or 7. So one of these 3 is evil. That's it. Only one of them. One of them is evil if she's telling the truth, of course. So, fuck it. Let's just see what those are right now. 3 away from the closest evil. Okay. 5 is vouching here. And he's saying either this guy or this guy is evil. So let's find out. 1 evil adjacent. This is the Jester. And we'll go with 4. There we go. I am dizzy. Okay, so we know something's up with her. We don't know if she's evil or if she's a little fucked up, but something's up. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Ooh. So if the hunter is right, this is a good indicator that maybe this jester is the poisoner, poison the confessor, and we've knocked out one of the two baddies here. If we don't have a lycanthrope, I guess. The lover is saying one of these two is bad, and you're saying that 5 is good. So, what action could we take here? Either with the dreamer or with the jester to sort of get this down. I'm a little sus of the jester, so maybe we'll start with the dreamer. So maybe we just straight up do this. We just do straight up jester and confessor, poisoner, and lycanthrope. Ah, of course she could be lying, and if she's lying, then you're lying. So yeah, I wish one of these was a witch, because that would be a little bit easier. But, because I can kill one of them. Oh, you killed the witch. I can see what 7 is. But I guess I could find out what 7 is. 7 is probably the... Never mind, I don't know. It might be a repeat. Like, there's only one real Empress in this village, but if there's another one here, it's like, oh, okay, so which one's the real one, which one's the imposter? You get what I'm saying? I think we gotta go off of this and this. Oh, hold on. Let's consider the Empress real quick before I make any moves. 5, 6, or 7. I really should have picked you instead of 9, but that's okay. Oh, one evil adjacent to me, the wraith. That was the wretch. I was literally just talking about that. So she's telling the truth, unless, of course, the medium is also evil, which would mean that you're also evil. So we got to take a shot here. Let's start here. Ooh, should we use the... This is what I'm saying. Gavin, get some of those IQ points. Scrape them up into the fucking broom, into the dustpan, and dump them in your head again. We got to use the jester to figure some shit out. So it's tough because there's not really any guarantees here. There's not a really smart way I can use this. So we'll throw the wretch in. I'll explain what I'm doing in a bit. And then, we'll throw the medium and the dreamer in because they're like vouching for each other. So she should say guaranteed there's one evil person at the very least. If she says there's only one and doesn't throw sus at either of them, then that probably indicates that she's good and they're both the liars. But if she's like, yo, dude, 2 or 3 of them are liars, then that indicates, I think, I can't really explain it because I'm being dumb and I lost my IQ points to explain it. I'm going to hopefully get accumulate more of those as I go on and explain more. But if she says 2 or 3 of them are evil, that sounds like to me that either in 2, she's like, that's evil, but these 2 are good, but I'm going to say they're evil, so he kills them. Or 3, I'm not sure how the lying would work here, but 2 or 3 would indicate like bad. I'm going to say they're bad, but they're actually good and I'm bad. You know what I'm saying? So there's 0 evils. So you're lying. This was the other thing I was saying because, wait, no, it's not. I had it mixed up. Because if there's 0 evils, that's just straight up a fib because she should see the wretch as evil. So I didn't explain that very well, but it makes sense. Okay. The calculator's running in my head. I'm doing my best to explain the ones and zeros as they come in, but I can only... Man, I haven't talked to a lot of people in the last 2 years. You gotta give me a break. That's why I'm doing this, okay? Alright, so... You are chill now. You are also chill because you're the lycanthrope, and because we went in order again. Wow, this was like a goated reveal here. Goated reveal here. My bad, y'all. You're also right because 1, 2, 3, you were 3 away from the closest evil. You're chill because you've guaranteed 5, and 5 is right. You're chill because you see the wretch. 5, 6, or 7. See, now we gotta think of something here because these are all three chilling. She's lying and she's the last one left, or she's technically right, and 7 is the last evil is the witch. But I can't tell because I can't deduce if she's lying to me or anything. So we're kind of. I do feel like this is just genuinely a 50-50. It's just, do we take a shot on the Empress, or do we just say, fuck it, I think this is the witch here? You were the werewolf! Wait a minute. Okay, so the way the Dreamer works is that, okay, you pick 2 people, and she's like, okay, one of them is either a poisoner or a lycanthrope. We don't know if this is a poisoner and a lycanthrope. We don't know if this is a poisoner or a lycanthrope. But between one of these 2, they're one of these 2 roles. I see. Okay. And your lie was, you were pretending to be an Empress. You were saying 4, 6, and 9 were evil. But you were also correct that. So does I guess that. Okay, so now I'm curious about how the lycanthrope works, because it was a werewolf, so it was evil. But does she count it as that, or is she like, I don't know? You know what I mean? I'm not sure how the math works out here. We got 2 shots. I think we go for the one that, if we believe all of what the information is saying, it has to be the wretch. He's like actually evil. He's not, fake evil. Nope. My bad, y'all. All right. So then that has to mean that you don't count as evil until I kill you. Anyways, we got through that round. New character. This is my first time seeing this one. The Baker. One random unrevealed good baker becomes a... Sorry. One random unrevealed good villager becomes a baker. Learn which villager I was. Okay. All right, what do we got here? Sorry, I was taking a sip of my coffee. So this is the minion. They're just the base, like, imposter. They're going to lie and they're going to pretend to be a villager. Then we got the puppeteer here, which I think is a lot of fun to find out. It's evil and it will lie, right? So it's an imposter, but it'll turn one of its surrounding villagers into a liar. And no, sorry, it turns one of them evil. So this is the puppeteer, let's say. It made this guy its puppet, so it's evil, but it doesn't lie. It'll still tell the truth. You get what I'm saying? You see why that's kind of funky and interesting? So if you find the puppeteer, it's like, okay, one of these 2 is also a third evil along with the minion and the puppeteer, but they're both telling the truth, so how can you tell? Right? That's what you gotta figure out. Alchemist. So the alchemist, if there's any corrupting people, which I don't think there is in this one. Yeah. None of these people corrupt others, right? So that is true. But basically, the 4 cards around the alchemist, if one of them does get corrupted, he's like, you're not corrupted anymore. And then you'll be like, hey, dude, these 2 were corrupted. Well, he won't say these 2, but he'll say, hey, dude, 2 of the guys around me were corrupted, but don't worry, I got you covered, type shit. So that's a good reveal at first. We got the wretch. The medium at 3 is claiming that you're the real druid. The druid is an action one. You can learn 1 random outcast among 3 characters. So 1, 2, 3, and it's like, hey, dude, this one's actually like the drunk or whatever, or that kind of thing. But you're not very useful because there's no other outcasts. So a bard. I don't remember the bard, but we'll get there when we get there. 1 evil adjacent. Closest evil is counterclockwise. So this is the enlightened. They'll tell you, it's like the hunter where they're like, hey, the closest evil guy in this direction. So she's indicating this guy, or this guy is evil, right? There are 2 pairs of evil. That's interesting. So this is the knitter. It's basically telling you if evil people are clumped up. So we know that there is 1 pair. Oh, this is great information. We know that there's one pair. There's one pair of two evil people together because of the puppeteer, right? So, like, this is the puppeteer, this is the puppet, that's a pair. But if there's two pairs and only three guys, right? Then that means this pair is a thing and this pair is a thing. Two pairs, three baddies. You get what I'm saying? That's like really good information that we just pulled out. I am the original baker. So you're the baker. And because I revealed you, one of these other two is going to be a baker? Fucking, he's a genius. Call him Hercule Poirot. Call him this generation Sherlock Holmes. Okay, so I guess you both could be lying still, but I found the original baker and she made this guy a baker if this is, true. And you're oh my god, the fucking drama. Okay. So, like I said before, there's usually only one of each character, so if you get like two mediums, it's like, okay, well, one of these is probably bad. But this one, like, fully is just like, yeah, no, I make other guys into me. Now, the question is, one random unrevealed good villager becomes a baker. So one of you two is lying because it only makes one unrevealed another baker. Okay, interesting. And you were originally a druid, but we already have a druid. Okay. Okay, what can we do here? Oh, you know what we can do? We can verify if this druid is actually a druid and verify if the medium here is like, if these two are good, right? Because we don't have any secret outcasts in here as far as I can tell, but we do have a guaranteed one. So, if I say, hey, holla at your boy, how many outcasts do we have here? If she says one, okay, I think that's what I was saying. So I think that means that you both are chill. One evil adjacent to me, which would indicate you if we're to believe you. Which, if you're lying... hold on. Okay, you're the original baker. You claim to be a bard, and the bard does what again? Learn how far I am from the closest corrupted character. Okay, so it's like the hunter, but with corrupted characters. And then we got the druid here again. Okay. So we know they're all clumped up together. So if you're the original baker, does that mean that you're like guaranteed good? If you lie, you say that you are a random villager roll. So right, so these two are lying, but you're like, no, dude, I'm straight up the original baker, and you were the first one that I pulled up. It wasn't like, oh, I flipped you up. I was a druid, but now I'm like, oh, but I was the original baker, and it could be like a lie. It's like you were the first one, so I think you have to be good. I'm not sure if that's actually how it pans out, but I think that is the case. And if that is the case... This is kind of, well, you can't be lying. Oh, you could be lying. I was kind of caught up on like, we're looking for a set of 3. Here it is. But you can't be the set of 3 because you can't be lying for this to work. Oh, fuck. We gotta pull out the big brain shit. Okay. You're saying the closest evil is counterclockwise. You're saying it's this way. Are you counting the wretch? You can't be counting the wretch. And okay, someone here is lying. I think these two are conflicting. Are they? Or they're basically like fingering each other. She's like, you're the baddie. She's like, no, you're the baddie. Because we know 3 is good by a 10. But we have to remember that one of them is a puppet, so it's evil and we want to kill them, but they're telling the truth. Damn. Okay. The baker's kind of fucking me up here. I don't really know what to do with this. Like, I I'm sticking with my interpretation that you have to be good, and one of these is a liar. Like, guaranteed, one of these two is a liar. So we got that amount of information. Can you both be lying? No. Oh, that's interesting. You both can't be lying because we found the baker, and the baker will make one other person to a baker. So one of you is lying, but you both can't be lying, which means we have to have, like, one of you is a minion, and we got a puppeteer puppet duo down here. But if that's the case, then you're lying. There's not two pairs of evil. There's one, and one off on its own. And if you're lying, then you're lying, because you're saying the baddie's this way. Which, if you are bad, okay, hold the fucking phone. Did we put it all together? Did my TED Talk moment come through here? Oh, I felt really good about that, man. Because I can't tell which one of you two is bad. Can I? Maybe I could have if I, like, was smarter about my, like, druid action, maybe? Maybe the druid isn't good and I just misinterpreted. Maybe she's like, yeah, man, there is an outcast here. Whoa. Really had to dig deep for that one, but she's like, yeah, man, you kind of laid it up for me. You can tell. Like, this, the druid is only helpful if you use it for, like, a secret outcast? I'm not sure. Okay. Well, so here's the thing now. You're guaranteed good because you're dead and you're not bad, which means that you are surrounded by two good people and you have to be a liar. You have to be the one off. But then you're still lying. But that doesn't work with the puppeteer? Oh, fuck. Maybe you're bad? Like, I think not understanding the baker, I think, is fucking me up here. Am I completely wrong? Is there like two sets? There's only 3 baddies, right? Minion, puppeteer, and puppet. Wait, Reg? But you have to be telling the truth. You could be lying if you're also bad. So maybe this is straight up a case of, like, I didn't use the druid right and I cleared her when I shouldn't have. This is a pair. And this is a pair? Why is there another? No! No, that's not how that works. No, wait. Oh, fuck. No, there's 3 bad guys. What I was thinking was 2 pairs of evil. Oh, yeah, there's this 4th evil guy in the mix. But the thing is that... Oh, I remember where I was going with this. So this has to be a pair, quote unquote, with you as the baddie, and then you two are the other pair. Do you get what I'm saying? If I save this by figuring this out, I wash my hands clean of feeling bad for this kill. Wait, you're the puppeteer? Wait, are they? Oh, it's still a 2-pair because you're the puppeteer, you're the puppet, and you're still 1-pair, 2-pair. God! Yeah. Okay, we figured it out. You're the puppet. You're the witch. Or the minion, sorry. Phew! Really had to dig deep for that one. I was really, really hoping when I started this that I was going to look smarter than I did. But hey, we got there. We got there at the end. Okay, it's fine. What matters is that we're having fun. Pookie. Villagers adjacent to me are corrupted if possible. Interesting. So you're like the puppet except villagers. So both of them? Ooh, you're complicated. I don't like you. So if you see her, that's basically three liars for the price of 1. Ooh, I don't like that. But that's okay. We'll make it do. Okay, we got a doppelganger in there. That's one of the outcasts. I disguise as a good player currently in play. So she is in here as one of these. So she's in disguise and she's a liar by that means. Or is she a liar? Yeah, she is a liar, but she's town, right? Is she a liar? I was gonna say, I don't know. We'll figure it out, man. I'm not doing a good job at explaining myself, but I feel like I'm still chugging along decently. You're the puppeteer and you're the Puka. I wonder if Puka's like a real thing. It's like a Russian witch or like a what is Puka? What does Puka sound like it from? I don't know, like Persian or whatever. I wonder if that's a real word. We got a bishop here. So the bishop points out 3 people and they're like, one of them is a baddie, one of them is a yellow, and one of them is a good. So if you're telling the truth, this is great information. You're saying between 4, 6, and 9. One of these is for sure the doppelganger, and one of these is a baddie. Which one used? Demon minion. So, okay, yeah. Out of these 3, if she's correct, one of them is the doppelganger, one of them is the puppeteer, and the other's a goodie. So, what did we get out of that? You're a slayer. I'm 1 card away from the closest evil. And we got a fortune teller here, and the fortune teller, you pick 2 of them, and she's like, this guy's bad. Or one of these 2 is bad, or no, they're both good. You know, pretty easy. She's a pretty easy information one. Okay, we got another Empress, and you're saying 4, 7, or 9 is evil. One of these 3 is evil. What does that overlap with? You overlap with the bishop, so if both of them are telling... Oh, sorry. If both of them are telling the truth, then the puppeteer is between 4 and 9, I suppose. Okay. Interesting. Oh, another fortune teller. Oh, it's not looking good for you. For 5. Okay, we got a jester. And we got an alchemist. Is there any corruptors? There is corruptors. Wow, that's like crazy luck then. Because he should be able to cure anybody of corruption from here to here and here to here. So if he's telling the truth, then the Puka is one of these 4. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So it's looking like you are our best bet at determining suspicion. Oh, you're 1 card away from evil if we're to believe you. Okay. Maybe this isn't, like, optimized, but here's what I'm thinking with my currently debuffed brain. I think we pick up the fortune teller, and we sick them on both the bishop and the empress, and we see which side of the fence they both fall on. Because one of them is bad. Probably this one, I would suspect, if they're both telling the truth. But if she's like, nah, dude, both of these motherfuckers, you can't trust them. But she's like, nah, they're chill, man. Right? That at least gives us like a grouping, right? So we'll start with you. 1 or 2 are evil, false. So she's clearing both of them, and if you are going to do what I suspect you do... Oh! Because one of you's a doppelganger? Maybe? So what does this mean? Do I just want to clear them from this then? That doesn't sound right. I think we just have to figure out... We got to do something else here, so... I see. A roll that... Oh, yeah, okay. So I did get it right at the end. You pick 2 of them, and they're like, here's 2 rolls. One of these rolls applies to one of them. Okay. So... what if we do... Again, this might be a misplay. Because you both include 4 and 9 as potential evils. What if we set the Dreamer on this? One of them is a Slayer and one of them is a Fortune Teller. So one of them is right and one of them is wrong. Cool. Alright. I think I have to settle with you being a doppelganger. I think that's what makes sense. Which means, yeah. I gotta find someone for you to kill is kind of the deal. Okay, well maybe we'll do the Jester here. If the Jester... If I sick you on these 3, what do you say about that? Oh, no. What we do here is we sick him on these 2, and then I guess the Dreamer, just somebody else. 3 evils. I think that means you have to be lying, right? Because these 4 are all in cahoots. But there's... Oh, fuck. 2 of them are fucking corrupted. Oh, no. The game got so much more complicated. It was a lot easier this morning when I didn't have all these crazy rolls, alright? I felt very smart this morning. I'm feeling a little less smart now. Okay, so then that like, means that, like... This could be straight up a situation where, like, you're evil, but you're also the puka, and you made these 2 liars, right? Like, I didn't... Oh, fuck. I'm gonna have to, like, guess. Okay, so that's what we have to do. We have to guess here. We have to send you in. Okay, my guess. You're the puka... and you corrupted these 2. Like, she's the real fortune teller. Yeah. But she's lying now, along with her. And you're, like, the puppeteer. And if that is the case, then that would make you, like, the puppet, I suppose. I don't know. I just gotta send something, so I'm gonna send it on you. You couldn't kill 2, of course. Oh, it could have been so easy. Okay, so we're in the... We just gotta start blasting. But I think we have to go... Okay, hold on. I think for now we have to assume you're right. You're good, which means you're good, which means, like, all 3 of you are... Or all 4 of you are good. So basically everybody here is chill off of this. And we also have this hunter who's like, hey, one of these guys is bad. The thing is that fucking 4 of them are lying. The game is completely different now. I can't do this math the same way that I did before. Okay, so that was right. You're the puppeteer, and one of these guys is still evil, but they're telling the truth. Hold up! No! Oh. Because I was like, both of these guys are telling the truth. So it was straight up like a guess there. Okay. Here's the thing. Okay, we gotta start figuring some of this shit out. Okay, 4, 7, or 9. You said 4, 7, or 9 are evil. 4 was evil if you do count the puppet as evil. So I have to begrudgingly say that you're chill. 1 or 2 is evil false. You could still be evil. Fuck, the fact that like 3 of them are lying in a row, that's fucking with me. Okay. You're saying no one was corrupted. We are pretty confident about this. The fact that nobody was corrupted over here. The question is that two of the motherfuckers over here are definitely corrupted. Like, it has to be one of you two, but you're chill. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait, no, that can't be right. Because you would be lying. Wait, the fact that you're telling the truth is fucking me out. Maybe she's not, because the puppet doesn't count as evil beforehand? 4, 6, and 9. Minion, outcast, and villager. Among 4 and 9 is a slayer. You were a slayer, but you became a puppet and a fortune teller. You're not a fortune teller, which means you're lying. Which means you're both lying. That would also be you're telling the truth. And you're not technically evil. Is that what we're going with here? You were the doppelganger. Fuck! Who was it? You were the Pookie! Ah! This was the easiest one. Like, if he was just like, yeah, man, no one's corrupt around me. Right? Because then it's like, oh, damn it. The easiest answer. Fucking Occam's razor bullshit. Alright. Down to our last life. That'll probably be where I end too. I don't want to go for too long, you know. We're just here to have some fun. Alrighty then. So, new ones that I feel like we should point out. Well, I guess we should just go through all of them right now. So we got the Chancellor here. He is bad, so he'll lie and he'll pretend to be someone else. But he'll turn one of these motherfuckers into one of these yellow guys, and he'll sit next to them, right? So one of these guys will show up, and by one of them is the Chancellor. Got it? Okay. We got the... Did we already do the Oracle? Learn that 1 out of 2 characters is a specific minion role. So she'll point out like 2 of these guys and say one of them is the Chancellor? Yeah, you're the minion. So she'll point out one of the 2 as the Chancellor, basically. Which, that seems like a broken setup together, because if one of these 2 is by one of these 3, then, you know, but whatever. The Architect is really weird, but it does provide information, I guess. They'll just straight up say, like, hey, the right half has more evil people, or the left half has more evil people in it. That's it. The Scout tells how far away a specific evil person from another evil person is. So it's like, hey, the Chancellor is 2 cards away from the Puka. That's how the Scout works. And then the Bard is how far they away from a corrupted player. And then we know about the Knight, so. Let's get it going. You're 4 cards away from a corrupted character. Wow. So one of these 2, if you're telling the truth. 4 or 9 is a Chancellor. 6 was affected by evil. Are you also an outcast? You are also an outcast, so you could actually be the Chancellor, like, hypothetically. Also, the Bombardier is really important. If I kill them and they're not bad, I insta-lose the game, so... Probably going to be knifing them last out of all the kills that I do here. The Puka is 2 cards away from the closest evil. Okay, and you're 2 cards away from both of 6's claims, so... If you're evil, she's saying you're the Puka, and if you're evil, she's saying you're the Puka. Which that can't be the case. You both can't be evil. Because you're supposed to lie. Both sides are equally evil. Okay. So I think that yeah, there's two evil people. There's no more than two. So that basically I think that honestly exonerates the witness, right? Because that indicates that like one of these four is evil, one of the other four is evil. If it's like you and you, then it can't be equally evil. So strangely enough, I think that clears the witness. And who's number 8? Oh, another witness. 4 was affected by an evil. Okay. I should not clear you because you could just be lying. So okay. Hard information. What hard information do we have? We have the Rambler here. And the Rambler has not provoked either of these two to say shut up. So he's either good and they're both evil, or they're both evil and he is good. Or they're both liars and he's good and he's a liar, but they're both telling the truth type shit. You're 4 away from a corrupted character. Who would be corrupted? The Chancellor. The Chancellor. No, the Chancellor doesn't corrupt anybody. You, the Puka. Oh, fuck. There's like 5 liars again. Fuck! Okay. So if you're telling the truth, that means either you... 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. Either you or you are corrupted, but that doesn't make sense. Wait, that doesn't make sense because the Puka corrupts. The Puka corrupts both ones around them. Unless they can't, right? It's like corrupt if possible. So the question is can you corrupt a bombardier? Because they don't do shit. Because these two could be corrupted. Yeah, these two can lie. The bombardier, I don't think, can lie. So if you are telling the truth, then it can't be this set here as Puka and corrupted. It has to be... No. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. You can't be corrupted, so you can't be Puka corrupted. It has to be over here as Puka corrupted. No, sorry. Corrupted Puka. Wait, no, this is the same math. Wait, what? You have to be just lying then. 1, 2, 3, 4. Corrupted Puka corrupted. This math just doesn't work. I don't know why I was overthinking this. You're just lying. I don't know if it's because you're corrupted or if it's because you're bad, but you're just lying. Six and 4, affected by evil. Oh, this is why it got to get so hard. The game was so easy this morning when I was learning it. Okay, hold on. All right, I'm gonna prove that I meant what I said. I'm taking this seriously. I'm gonna sit here and just stare and think about this and not talk until it's time to TED Talk my way through my next move. All these extra corrupted characters is fucking me up because like this is the only guaranteed information I feel like I have is you are lying. So if you're corrupted and this is the Puka, but that can't be right, actually. So you can be corrupted, but you can't be corrupted by this scout because this scout would also be lying and they would have corrupted this Rambler and also made them a liar. And that would put them on the same side, but if she was on the same side, she would be saying shut up to the Rambler. So you can't be corrupted by the scout. You could be the Puka, lying, and you've corrupted 9 and 2, which would make you good because these would both be liars. All three of them would be liars, and you would be good as a result, which would mean that you're bad. Or, of course, Puka corrupted, in which case we gain no information about this over here. But then you'd be lying about 6 and 4, which would probably make you good. If you're saying affected by evil, that would mean truthful, and thereby truthful, which would make you bad. Or 9 is the Chancellor. Hold up, Chancellor. Hold up. One of these 4 is the Chancellor. 4 or 9, you say, is the Chancellor. Because the Chancellor has to be next to one of these yellow guys. So it's either you, corrupting this guy, you corrupting this guy, you corrupting this guy, or you corrupting this guy, you know what I'm saying? Or not corrupt, but making them yellow. How would you be affected by evil? Okay. I don't know if this is the right choice, but I would like to see what side you fall on with these 3, because these 3 are fucking me up. There are 0 evils? That can't be right. You're lying. One of them at least has to be evil. So what the fuck does that mean? Because that means all 4 of you are lying. Is 2 cards away from the Chancellor. So what she's saying, if she's right, is it's like Puka, corrupted, and then either Chancellor or Chancellor. One of you 4 has to be the Chancellor, which means that our semicircle is going either this way or it's going like this way. Right? It could be like Chancellor, Outcast, corrupted, Puka, corrupted, or it could be like Chancellor, Outcast, corrupted, Puka, corrupted. These are the only 2 shapes that work here, right? In either of these cases, I think that means you're lying. Chancellor, corrupted, Puka, corrupted. Chancellor, corrupted, Puka, corrupted. You have to be lying. This math doesn't work out. If you're telling the truth, that is. God damn it! Okay, we just gotta take a shot here. This is so fucked up. Like, most of them are lying. Doppelganger, liar. Chancellor, liar. Puka, 3 liars. Ah! So who do we have the best chance with? I mean, maybe you're not. I forgot that you could be Chancellor. Outcast. Corrupted Puka. Corrupted. Which would mean that both sides are weak. Wait, that only for this one. Only if in this situation where you're the Chancellor. If you're the Chancellor, Outcast, Corrupted, Puka, Corrupted, then it would be lopsided over here. So the only way you can be telling the truth is if you are the Chancellor, which is what I was afraid to say because that coincides with this. Basically, my best shot is the guy who will insta-end the game if I fuck it up. And if you are the Chancellor... Can it work like this? Because I was going to say, if you're the Chancellor, then you have to be lying because it doesn't work this way if you're right about for being the Chancellor. But could it legitimately be like Chancellor Outcast who's also corrupted by the Puka corrupted? But even then, you would both be on each other's asses. This is what's fucking me up, is this Rambler should be helping me out some people. You all 3 have to be lying. No! You have to be different from the other 2. And because of that, I think that means... Because if you're the Chancellor, you made an Outcast who's good. You would be bad and then good? This is really embarrassing, man. This is not how I thought it was going to go. I figured I'd struggle a little bit, but... I don't know, maybe the game is just hard. I figured I wouldn't be struggling this much. I'm sure later on I'm gonna be looking at this like fucking yelling, clawing my eyes out of my face. God, I'm such a fucking idiot. All you have to do is look at this, dummy. The big band jazz music is not coming in clutch for me here. This is fucking me up, man. I think I just have to shoot someone. Who is my best bet? Besides 4. Besides 4, who is the best one that I can kill? 5, I guess? Because you are for sure lying. These 2 are for sure liars. And one of the... Okay. They are for sure liars, but they both can't be corrupted. It's either like corrupted Puka, corrupted outcast Chancellor, so you're lying and you're corrupted, or vice versa, corrupted Puka, corrupted Chancellor. So that would make you a liar. Alright, I think... Okay! We're fucking in! Okay. So, what does that mean? It means you... I actually don't know what this means for you. But that means you're lying. You are corrupted. So, 4 or 9 can't be Chancellor. So you're both clear now. Which means Scout is the only one left, right? Or the Rambler. But you're clear. Which means it has to be... Good Chancellor. And if you're telling the truth, that would work here because she's saying the Chancellor's 2 away from the Puka. Okay. If we assume this, are you telling the truth? You are telling the truth. Yeah, we know you're fine. Both sides are equally evil. That would be true if 4 was affected by evil. Were you? I don't know if you're correct. If this, I think this is my own. I think this is it. I don't think I have any better shots. I wanted to be smart. I wanted to show the world how much of a smarty pants I am. Jesus. All right, I ascended to 5, which means I have the next game mode. I think. I think I got like the proper game mode. All right, we'll keep going. I'm going to fuck up eventually. Jesus Christ, with how much I'm stumbling. I was clearing through these this morning, like not spending more than 5 minutes on a single one. God damn! Give me some coffee. Hold on. Okay, we went through the scientific method today, right? Where I was like maybe doing the TED Talk, walking through steps would like help like do like flex this and stuff and not whatnot. Like basically it would like kind of counter the if I didn't focus on commentary and yapping and I just focused on like talking the thought process out loud, right? Basically like my hypothesis was that talking out loud made me dumber playing puzzle games. It makes everybody, I truly do think that doing commentary makes everybody a little bit dumber because you're thinking about stuff to say while multitasking playing a game, right? Like you're using different parts of your brain at the same time. I figured that by connecting the talking part directly to the puzzle solving part, that would help. And I think this has proven my hypothesis wrong. Maybe I have to do it a couple more times, right? That's like the last thing about the scientific method is you got to do it over and over again to see if the results are repeatable. But I think this is just showing that either A, I'm just dumber than I think I am, or B, that I'm just straight up wrong about this. And I don't know, man. Maybe the 3 new carts that I've gotten in this recording session, like right before it, maybe that really is just like a huge like learning curve that I'm like grappling with in real time. But why are you playing this song again, huh? Why are you doing that? Yeah, I'm not feeling very encouraged about this. But you know what? Fuck it. For science, I'll do it a couple more times and just see. But I think this might just be like a. I think I might be playing Demon Bluff for like 20 minutes when I wake up in the morning and no recording. I think that. I don't know. I guess it depends on how self-conscious I feel about it as I continue on. But I'm feeling pretty self-conscious about it right now. I'll tell you that. So we got the Shaman. This is a different evil guy. There are 2 same villager roles in the current village. So you know how I said, like, hey, if there's like 2 druids, one of them is probably bad? Well, Shaman says that's actually chill, maybe. Because I don't think it's a guaranteed thing. We got the Plague Doctor, who corrupts a good villager. But if we find out who they corrupted, they'll just straight up tell us who one of the evil villagers is. Does that make sense? So if he corrupts the druid and I go, hey, I think the druid's corrupted, I'm going to hit your little arrow and click on the druid. And if I'm right, he's like, hey, you're so fucking big brain. The druid was corrupted. By the way, this is the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? And we got the poet who just drops some random shit. So only 5 card Monty. Plague Doctor to start. Druid number 2. The Shaman is 3 cards away from the closest evil. That doesn't make sense. The Shaman is the only evil. I don't know what the fuck you mean by that. 1 evil adjacent to me. No bakers, the 2 poets. Between 1, 3, and 4, there is an outcast villager and minion. Okay, I think we gotta. I think maybe this is very encouraging for me, where this is like an easy puzzle and the last 2 were like really hard. Because I'm seeing outcast villager minion. Because this just does not make sense what you're saying. And if you are evil, then that's right? So we'll be thorough. Just make sure this druid's on the up and up, you know what I'm saying? Plague Doctor. Okay, so you're telling the truth. You corrupted someone. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. One of y'all is lying. So I think we gotta go with you then. 3 is corrupted. 4 is evil? Okay, so now we're in a he said, she said. Because you are lying, but you could also be lying. But that doesn't make sense, because you're supposed to tell the truth. Right? Because you could be lying, but then there's no explanation for why you're lying. Because you would be the shaman. And the shaman just basically put 2 poets down on this earth. I think we have to take the Plague Doctor for his word. Okay, cool. Phew! Thank God I didn't take fucking 15 minutes for that one. We're still in it, boys. Oh, hold on, let me tab it up for you. Do we got anybody new? I think these are all people we've seen. Oh, we got the judge. So the judge basically it's a nice, easy, like one of the first ones you get for information gathering. You hit the little arrow, click on another guy. He's like, hey, this guy is telling the truth. Or, hey, I think he's lying. And of course, he could be lying about lying. So you never know. Oracle says that 3 or 5 is a minion. This guy right here, the default imposter. 3 is saying 6 is a lover, or is the real lover. You're saying that none of these guys are evil. You're saying the puppeteer is 1 card away from the closest evil. So... okay, so what you're saying, if we believe you, right? 3 or 5 is a minion. And you're saying the minion is 1 away from the puppeteer. So it would be like minion, either normal guy or puppet, and then puppeteer, but then you would be telling the truth, so it can't be you. Minion, random guy, puppeteer, but that would make you a liar. Which you would be? Is there like a corrupting force here? Well, let's get all the information out first. Okay, we got a slayer and we got a judge. Okay. I think we gotta go off of this. This seems like a nice network we have here. So if you're the minion and you're telling the truth, then this could be like a minion blank puppeteer. But then you would be telling the truth. So then minion blank puppeteer. But then you would be lying. Okay. So I think the next move here is either a slaying or judging. I'm just trying to think of like which one is the appropriate first move here. Okay, here's the thing. If you're right and you're right, then that basically guarantees that the judge will tell us the truth. Because even if it is the puppet, like this is the minion puppet puppeteer or minion puppet puppeteer, the puppet has to tell the truth. So I think this guarantees that the judge will give us the truth. And the same thing with the slayer. So who do we benefit the most from determining who's telling the truth? I think it's 3, because there's no lie for you to falsify here. But if you are lying, wait, hold on, yeah. If you're lying, you're a minion, you have to be the puppeteer. Yeah, you know what? Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. 3 is lying. Do you kill her? You can't kill her. Okay. Okay, then. Alright, then. Alright, so you two, you don't fuck with each other. And if you're telling the truth, then you're both liars. But if you're both liars, then you're also lying. So that doesn't make sense. Wait, maybe you're not lying. But yeah, no. You're saying cap to her. And if she's yeah. You're saying she's lying. Which means, yeah. So we got like a lie off here. We got like a lie triangle here, which doesn't make sense. That means that you have to be lying. In which case, oh, let's just do that first. Okay, hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. Do we see the discrepancy here? What the fuck is this about, huh? What the fuck is that about, huh? So now, oh, and that means you're also lying. No! What? Ah! What? But you lied! The puppeteer is 1 card away from the closest evil. The puppeteer. Goddamn. Fuck. We got through it. It's fine, man. It's fine. Don't freak out, alright? Don't be a little bitch about it. We got anybody new here for you? No, I think we're all caught up. You know how the game works now. Number 1, Knight. Number 2, Judge. Can I just stab that knight, like, right away? Yeah, none of them corrupts anybody else. So I think this is just free information here. All right, easy enough. The right side is more evil. You would be correct if the judge is the puppet by like default here. You're the original baker. Oh, we got a real knight here. Yeah. So what we do... Well, if you're the puppet, you would tell the truth. So actually, never mind to that. Never mind to that. I was gonna have you go against this knight, but you're gonna tell the truth if you're the puppet. So I think the better move here is to try to find the witch. There's no other outcasts here, right? No. This druid kind of seems useless. Okay, I'm going to continue on my assumption that the original baker is like a guaranteed. And that probably means you're also another baker. Doesn't mean you're not lying, but you know what I'm saying? Okay, you are the crux to all of this, because if you're the puppet, you're telling the truth still. In which case, it's one of these guys. The witch is one of these guys. But if you're the puppet, that would still mean you're telling the truth. So you're... Well, you could still be... I can't clear you, because you could still be evil but telling the truth. Here's what we do. No, I forgot. I was going to say, well, we'll just have you tell us which one is evil, but that's the druid doesn't do that. So we got to use this judge in a smart way, but I don't really know how to do that. It does just kind of seem like a 50-50 between these two. Because, like, what is this... What is this druid gonna do for us? Like, if I put you here, here, and... Not the wretch, but, like, yeah, fuck it, the architect. There are no outcasts. That seems right to me, so... I guess we can't know with 7 yet, but... 3 is lying. But she can't be lying. So you're lying, which means you're probably the witch, which means you're the puppet? Alright. Maybe I was freaking out over nothing before. Maybe they were just 2 exceptionally hard puzzles. Alright, we got a shaman. We got a puppeteer. And nobody else knew. You're saying between 3, 4, and 8 is the villager minion and outcast, so 3, 4, and 8. Ooh, we got 2 oracles here. You're saying 2 or 4 is, or 2 or 4 is the puppet? Interesting. And you're saying 3 or 7 is the shaman. Well, we got 2 knights here. This is kind of like, wanna use evil. Okay, so you're the puppet and you're clear. What? What a twist! Okay, well, we got some info. You're right. Between 3, 4, and 8. 3, 4, and 8 is a minion. Which one do you use the minion? The shaman. Oh, they're both minions. Okay. But you can't be the puppeteer because you told the truth, which means you have to be the puppeteer, which means you're lying about 4 and 8. But Oh, sorry. I didn't realize I'd solved the mystery. I was still trying to like put together the whole story. I didn't even flip these 2 cards over. Got ahead of myself. Ah, yeah, man. This is a toughie. We got a real tough lineup here. Whoo boy. Whoo boy. Judge, Empress, who's claiming 1, 3, or 7 is evil. We got a Rambler here. You're not telling him to shut up. Neither of you are telling him to shut up. I'm 4 cards away from a corrupted character. This is like the same thing as before. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the corrupted character? And that can't be right, because a poisoner corrupts someone, right? Yeah. So there's bar minimum 2 corrupted people in this lineup, so you're lying, but I don't know if it's because you're corrupted or for you're evil. We got a knight, and we got a druid. Step number 1. Oh, but you could be corrupted. Actually, I shouldn't do that. Yeah. You could be like the poisoner, and then they're corrupted, but they're still town, you know what I'm saying? But if I kill them, they'll still die because they're corrupted. So what we do here, we try to sniff out the drunk, because now the druid is actually useful, because if we find the drunk amongst the lineup, she'll tell us. One, 3, or 7 is evil. Okay, again, it's the Rambler thing where you 2 are either lying or being truthful, and you're either lying or being truthful, but you're not all on the same page. You're on a different page than these 2. Oh, we have 2 druids. Okay, I think you might be the drunk, because this is a really stupid lie. So maybe what we'll do... Who am I going to pick? I guess the judge, because I want these 2 to assess the same 3. Wait, now you're saying shut up. There are no outcasts among 1, 2, and 5, but you're now saying shut up. So you're now on the same side as the Rambler? This must be because it's like a demo where they're just not giving me her shut up dialogue until I like activate her power. But this is information now, because now we know they're vibing. They're either both telling the truth or both lying. Which means 1, 3, or 7 is evil. It could be a situation of like your poisoner, could be a situation of like your... Is this judge chill? I'm getting vibes that I think this judge might be chill. But I can't really explain why. You know what? I actually don't think that's like justified at all, actually. Okay, but we do know you're lying, just straight up. So if the judge says you're telling the truth, he's also a liar. Okay, so you're chill. Now the judge is chill. Which means if you're right, it's either between our 2 outcasts here. I'd hate to kill a corrupted person, but I think we gotta find out if what this night is about. You're chill! Okay. So what do we get from this then? You're saying between 1, 2, and 5 there are no outcasts. So none of these guys are the drunk, if we are to believe you. So if you're not the drunk... Hold up. No, there's like something here. If you're not lying, these two are lying. Well, what does that make you? Chancellor, outcast? Something's fucked up here. Especially with you here, because that indicates that this can't be a situation of like poisoner, corrupted, and then like chancellor, outcast type shit, right? Like something like one of you. There's just like either 1 or 2 evil people here, straight up. In fact, I might think it might be like 2. There's just like 2 evil people here. Fuck! I figured that was like our best bet. But you're not even corrupted. Okay. Sucks that we got our hands dirty, but we did get info. You're clear, and since you're saying shut up, that means you're also clear, which means you're lying, which means you're lying, or you're just not an outcast. But what would you be? You're the chancellor. Okay. You're the chancellor who made the Rambler. But that can't be right because you can't be the poisoner or the poisoned. Because you're chill and you're chill. What the fuck? What the fuck is happening here? Okay, then... If you're fine and you're lying, then you're not evil. You're the drunk. This is the only way this makes sense. You're the drunk. I don't even want to fucking think about you anymore. Chancellor. Amongst 1, 2, and 5, there are no outcasts, which is a lie. Okay. I think it's got to be these 2. Oh my god. I gotta use every fucking wrinkle in that brain of mine to get through this. Alright, we'll get through this last ascension, then we'll call it there. Or, oh yeah, we'll get through this last ascension, because I remembered that. I was gonna be like, well, I only have 1 life left, but then with every ascension, you regain all your health, so. We'll get through the last 1 or 2, whatever this is. I think it's 2. I think this is 6, and then we got a 7, and then we go up, and then we'll be done. So original baker, good to know. Judge. Oh, what do we got going on here? We got a witch. Ooh, and we got a secret. There's like an outcast in here. Yeah, a secret outcast that we do not know about. And the Ba. I don't remember if the Ba is what I mentioned. Is one we've seen before, but that's this guy. He adds an outcast, but we don't know what the outcast is. So if we get that druid, which I guess I could check. Nope. The druid would be really helpful there. 2 cards away from the closest evil. So you're saying either the judge or the judge. Okay. And then Bombardier, you were an alchemist. And then, right, I can't reveal you. So I'm going to continue to stick with OG Baker strats. You must be good. And I don't know. There's like an instinct that's telling me I should have the judge, both judges go after the hunter, because one of them, my Jimmy says that one of them's gonna give me a different answer. They're not gonna both be like, "Yep, he's telling the truth." Is saying the truth is lying. Okay, yeah. Interesting. So you're backing up the hunter. So if you're telling the truth, you have to be bad. But if you're telling the truth, then you're lying, and you're lying. You get what I'm saying? So we've established this sort of like triangle here, where if we can figure out what one of them is, we figure out what the other two are, which I would say calls for a... hold on. Okay, what we do here, we know you're a baker. If you're lying, you'll let us know. Among 1 and 4, there's a hunter or a witch. Okay. I don't like that witch is a part of this, but... I was kind of hoping they would pick Baker and not Hunter. Alright, well, we didn't get much from that. You could be a hunter or a witch. Who knows? And you say you were an alchemist. Okay, let's hypothetically say we kill you. If you're a witch, easy peasy. If you are a hunter, you are right, you are lying. So I think this kill is worth it. Okay, you are right, you are dead. There we go. Give me 8. The closest evil is clockwise. You are right, because amongst 1 and 4 was a hunter, so... Which means you're lying. All of these guys are good, and this guy is bad. You're just lying. There we go. Alright, last one for the day. Ba is 3 cards away from the closest evil. 3, 4, or A is evil. You're 1 card away from the closest evil. Between 4, 5, and 7 is the minion, outcast, and villagers. That's including you. Closest evil is counterclockwise. And you're dizzy. Okay. Evils are not adjacent to each other. We have 3 evils. None of them paired up? Okay. We'll keep an eye on you. Oh, and there's a witch, right. Can anybody be corrupted? No. So this is just a free figure this out. So you're chill. And if none of them, well, fuck, we have an outcast out there. So we shouldn't just kill you outright, because you could just be corrupted. Like, you could be a drunk. You know what I'm saying? So... Ba is 3 cards away from the closest evil. Okay, but you're saying none of them are paired. So, if you're the Ba, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3... One of these would also have to be evil. Hello? So You two can't both be telling the truth. One of you is lying. Unfortunately, nobody's saying anything. Like, if one of you guys was like, yeah, 1 or 6 is one of these, then maybe we could pursue some line of rationale there. But for now, you both cannot be telling the truth. One of you is lying. Closest evil is counterclockwise. Between 4, 5, and 7. Minion, outcast, and villager. Between 3, 4, and 8. One of you is evil. You are 1 card away from the closest evil. We got no actions here. Well, maybe 9 has an action, but for now, we just have to go off of the information that we have. I ain't so sure about this, man. I ain't so sure. Okay, hold on. If you're lying, then you're lying. Or I guess you could be like the drunk and then you are evil? In which case you'd still be lying. So you're a liar. We got 2... No. You're lying if you're lying. Oh, brother. Do we just have to go for the shot here? Because it's a 3 in 4 chance that you're just evil, that you're just one of these guys. I think. What does the bot do again? You hide 1 outcast. Right. So you could be the outcast, but. So that is like a worst case scenario. If I kill you and you are an outcast, not only am I down to half my health, but I don't think I get any information from that. Except that maybe you're right? Because then it'd be like outcast and then villager minion here. Okay, I think we have to... There is information we get from this. You are the drunk. So you are the outcast. Oh, fuck. This is bad. Okay, hold on. We got 2 dead people here. You're saying there are no duos with 3 baddies. Is that possible? It is technically possible, yes. Okay. If you're correct, you're evil. 4 or 8. If you're correct, okay, so it's a 50-50 here, basically. Is there any way I can narrow this down? Because you're saying that validates either one of these. 4, 5, 7. Outcast. You have to be evil. But you would be telling the truth of it. You're good. So, we know this is the minion. You're the villager. You have to be the minion. Okay. Which means you're lying about this being the nearest one. I think that means you have to be lying. Because we have 2 guys left. What would it be then? Like here and here? Yeah. So if you're telling the truth, then the last guys, the Ba and the Witch either have to be here and here or here and here. So what set looks better for us? Well, Ba is 3 cards away from the closest evil. Can that work? If you're the Ba, no. Unless it's like this? But that's like the only way that works. You have to be the Ba. You have to be the Witch. For these two to be true. Well, I guess... Yeah. Fuck. You were lying. Okay. That was a dumb one. That was a dumb throwaway. But my head was just like, well, if these 3 are right, then that supports 3 could be the bad guy if all 3 of them are right. So fuck it, we'll stab him. Whatever, man, whatever. There are no corrupted characters. Okay, I guess we don't know if you're lying about that. You got a Slayer, you got an Architect. Left side is more evil, you say. There's only 1 pair of evil. Only 1 pair of evil. Get it twisted, your actions impact nothing. Get it twisted, everything you get in life is was derived from the moment you were born, or whatever the rest of the Mythosisyphus quote from NL was. What are we doing here, huh? What are we doing here? You're both saying the same thing. That's interesting. We have to use you to see if you're both vibing. So let's do that. And then the Bard, fuck it. Okay, so you're both on the same page. You're not on the same page as you guys, but you're both agreeing with each other, right? So we got 2 truthers and 2 liars, or 2 liars and 2 truthers. You know what I'm saying here? So in either sense, you're right, I think. Is there any innocent liars? Maybe here, but I think that means you're right. Okay, so you think they're evil. And if they are evil, you're both truthers. And if you are both evil, that means you're lying about there only being 1 pair, which means there has to be a second pair. Maybe that's this 9, but okay, which means that. Okay. Oh. Huh? And it was the puppet. That makes no sense. Oh, that doesn't make no sense at all. What the hell? Who's the puppet then? Okay. Good, good. Which is what I thought, by the way. Why is there a puppeteer with no puppet? Hello? Becomes a puppet if possible. And it's not possible. Arasoya, naruhodone. So a puppet is not guaranteed. Still, though, this is 1 pair. but you have to be lying. You're correct about them being evil. I still can't tell if they... I should have used my Slayer. I'm an idiot. Slay that guy. There we go. Ooh! Baddie fortune teller. Thank you. Pick exactly 2 evil characters with a non-lying fortune teller. Thank you. Neato. All right. And then we ascended, right? There we go. All right. I had fun. I was really worried for like a period of like 30 minutes there. But I feel decent enough where I'm willing to come back and, you know, do at least like 2 more times. So if you watch this for whatever reason, thank you or whatever. Fucking idiot Baka. It's not like I wanted you to watch this or anything. Anyways, that's it. Alright. Thanks for chilling. Have a good day.